Hey, what's up, y'all? So we talked about crossing. But I'm gonna share something with y'all. You guys do know the birds are called Birmingham rollers, right? And you guys do know what Birmingham really talking about. You're not talking about Birmingham, Alabama, or whatever that is. You're talking about Birmingham, England, right? And you do know the Englishmen that bought the birds to introduce the Birmingham roller to us in the United States, Americans. Bill Pinson was from England, right? So you do know he bought all the birds he brought from England, right? Some parts of England, right? You guys do know that, right? And you do know every time he went back and brought birds back, he went back to England and brought birds here, right? So it's safe to say that our birds are already English birds already. We just Americanized them. We took our Americanized traditions, our Americanized traits and views on the roller and inputted that and what he brought, and that's what we had. Now, there was a time with a surge of American rollers that were doing real well. Well, since I've been around my era. But I've always known who Bob Brown was, George Mason was, Les Bazance. I already heard those names before, just by reading books. We're just reading. So when we bring those birds in, aren't we really just line breeding? I mean, think about that. All the imports we got came from there. The imports we get now, they coming from Ireland and South Africa, but their birds came from there. So all we're really doing is a spread out line breeding. The thing that throw you guys off is the names that's attached with certain birds. Like some guys got stuck on the Norman Reed birds at one time. That's all they preach, Norman Reed, but Norman Reed birds went back to somebody and their birds came from England, freaking England. I mean, Polona, Leroy Smith, their birds came from Pensum, and they imported their own birds from England. So the English trademark has always been on the pigeons. It's just we took them and Americanized them and made them to what we wanted. When I was coming along and really getting into this game, it was all about Pensum. And then the other guy I heard a lot back then was Norm Reed. When I first came in, Norm Reed wasn't really popular when I first started really getting into it in the 90s, 80s, in the 80s. I heard Norm Reed, but he wasn't really the one that was really popping at that time. Lee Meyer, Pensum, Lee Meyer, Bob Scott. If you look at some of the old Bob Scott pedigrees and stuff like that, you're going to see some imports. Then the AERC, you know what that stands for? All England Roller Club. So when guys bring those birds in, it's like we need that. We need that blood to refresh what we had or to replace what we have. We got to be realistic about it. Just be real. These so-called regular birds, they're not going to be able to compete with those birds. Not consistently. It's not going to be able to happen. When you get these birds and we start breeding and flying these birds, what we do is we start breaking off into cliques and groups. Oh, I got these birds. I got this bird. And they say a local name that everybody might know locally, right? They'll say that name like that name holds a whole lot of weight, and some names do carry a lot of weight. Some do. Can't take it from them. But if you look at the root of it, the birds just go back to another bird, some other birds that's related to the other birds. You're talking about birds not that good. So what separates the birds? It's how they deal with them, how they cultivate, their mindset. Our mindset is to be better than the next man, right? but not by really competing with him, by tearing him down or put him in a position where he can't compete to his highest level. But that's still not it. I listen to the dudes, listen to some of the interviews. I send an email or a text every now and then just to ask a question. They share birds over there. They allow each other to get quality pigeons. They allow that to happen. And everybody does it in their clique. But what I agree with, what somebody told me, he said, my birds, he said, my birds are not for everybody. And that's true. Some people don't deserve some of the birds that they try to get their hands on. They don't deserve them. Not because they're not friends with them, because they won't do them no justice. You know what I'm saying? They don't get the birds and breed the birds, hope the birds, in 6 months they want the birds to work miracles. When the birds they got, they love not working those same miracles that they're expecting from these birds. You know what I'm saying? When guys have birds and they tell you what's bad about them, or what they don't like about them, or why do you not keep them, whatever it is, and you think you're gonna perform some miracle with them, and it don't happen, you blame the person that you got the birds from and the birds, which is not right. But then you give rid of those birds, and those miracles that you're looking for are still not happening. And your miracle's still not happening. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the hell? And you listen to these dudes talk, and they call birds garbage. Well, sometimes birds do be garbage. They're not good. But yet, you got several guys in the world doing great with them. And maybe it might not be the birds. Maybe it's you. But the whole point I'm trying to make is, you guys, like some guys even say stuff, yo, he had to cross some English birds to birds. Well, if I go back to smoke pedigree, on the cock side of the birds I made from smoke, the ones I made from smoke, and I go back, there's an import bird in there. I go back to some old Lima birds, there's an import bird in there. Even some of the old pencil, a lot of the old pencil birds got imports, English imports in them. So I'm looking like, this is not new. It's not new. It's just, the difference is the internet. Because usually, you have to write a letter or make a phone call to get in contact with these people. You have to get his address. First you get the address, then you got to write a letter and send it to the person. Then he got to send you a letter back explaining what's going to take place. That's the difference. The internet just make it easier. Paying for them, you ain't got to write a check. All you got to do now is get somebody's bank account. You can send your money to his bank account within seconds. He's paid. Your bird's on the way. That part I don't think changed much. I'm not sure, because I've never done the shipping across overseas and stuff like that. But I can just imagine it haven't changed much. Price don't change, because nothing costs the same now as it did 50, 60 years ago. Nothing. And there's some stuff that was free 50, 60 years ago that's costing you arm and leg now. So, but crossing, and I see it like two Birmingham rollers. If you take the names away from the birds, guess what you got? You got two Birmingham rollers. It's just these got this one got this trait, and this one got this trait. And why you put them together? To make birds that have both traits combined in the birds. That's why you put them together. Like when dudes talk all this stuff about all these crosses, man, all them birds is freaking cross. They all go back to England. All of them. And the ones that's different are the ones they add the colors to them. That's the only ones that are really different. For real, those are the only ones that are really different. Because they got something different that's not a roller in it. So, when you guys think about your pigeons, you think about what you're trying to do, don't look at it as a such and such bird with a person name and a person name. Look at the bird. Let the bird tell you who he is. I'm a blue check beard Birmingham roller. I roll 30 to 40 feet. I roll two times a minute with good style and velocity. I'm kid sensitive, and I'm gonna try to produce that with whatever hand you give me, put with me, and he ain't gonna say the same. This is what I am. And if you look at birds like that, I guarantee you will be better off. That's how I just start looking at it. Only thing about it is, most of the birds we get from other places like that, we don't see them fly. And we don't have I don't have the leisure of getting birds from somebody and flying them out for a year or two and then breeding off of them. I don't have that leisure. I don't. I'm telling you, I'm not sugarcoating. I don't have that leisure, but I will fly all their babies. I will fly their babies. I may not fly them, but I will fly their babies. And I got these young guys I deal with. They always asking about traits and stuff. What this bird bring, what this bird bring, what this bird bring. Sometimes I can't tell them what they bring because I don't know what they bring. I can tell you what they did in the air, but that doesn't mean that's what they're gonna give you. There are some birds I let go that I can tell you how they produce. I can tell you what they give. They've been given here. You know what I'm saying? And I can't tell you what they flew like. I didn't fly them. But I can tell you what they produce like. If I produce them 2 or 3 years, I can tell you what they produce like to a T. And what kind of birds you should put with them. But when you breed your birds, don't expect somebody's name to raise your loft up because that name is in your loft. That's not how it works. I'm just saying, it don't work that way. It could, but that's not how it usually works. You still got to do the work. Whether it's import, cross, straight bloodline, Norm Reed, Higgins, Irish, South African, it don't matter. You still got to do the work. And that's what guys don't get. A lot of guys don't get. They don't get that part. They think it's because you got this. Oh, I got these birds. I'm like, okay, so you still got to fly them. Don't mean nothing to me. But look at it like that now. Let the birds tell you who they are. You know what I'm saying? Not who the person is who put their name on them. Because they Birmingham rollers, no matter how you look at them. Whose name is on their Birmingham rollers, right? They can be good Birmingham rollers, great Birmingham rollers, or sorry, trash Birmingham rollers. But they still in that category, whether you look at it or not. And people say, oh, if a bird don't meet the performance time of Birmingham rollers, not a Birmingham roller, just a tumbler. No. If a person don't meet the standards of being a human being, genetically he's still a human being. He's just a human being, no matter how sorry he is. Sorry, just a sorry human being. That's just how it is. Now, a good rolling Birmingham roller, or it could be a Birmingham tumbler. They had those too, I heard. That's some pretty good ones. It might be some of these birds we seeing. You ain't heard that from me though. Anyway, but that's what I'm saying. That's all. It's just they all came from England, so this line breed. That's all it really is. Birmingham roller to Birmingham roller. They're all Birmingham rollers. It just got certain names attached to some birds. Like, let's say I'm doing a leisure project right now. I just put two. I'm put 2 of those in. I took 2 of those out of one of my kits and put them in that in the auction. Let's just say, I came. What's the next? I won a national, right? And then I came around and did well in the World Cup. What do you think they're gonna say about the birds? They're not pure South Africa. They're not pure London. They're Lisa Project birds. I mean, what would they say? And now you thinking about it. What would you call them? What would you say? Cute. No, Lisa birds is cracking. They blah 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 blah. Oh, that's because he put the South African stuff in there. That's why he's doing that. Exactly. Exactly. I just refresh the blood. That's how I look at it. I'm just refreshing the blood. That's it. That's how I look at it. We call it a cross because everybody know it as a cross. But I'm just refreshing the blood. So, check this out. You get shot. You go to the hospital. You lose a lot of blood. They give you a blood infusion. What are you? Are you still who you are? Or are you crossed? I'm just saying, you got somebody else's blood in you, literally somebody else's blood in you. But it's the same type because from the same species of human, Homo sapien. Genetically, same thing. You don't start saying, yo, that blood came from Don Jackson from such and such. So you part Don Jackson and part whoever you are. No, just a blood infusion. Type something, negative, type A, B, whatever it may be. That's how you look at just straight blood, human to human. And you literally got somebody else's blood in you. If you still the person you are. It's just some ways to think about some stuff, that I think dudes overlook and take for granted and just don't pay attention to. And I've been thinking about this for a while. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people, see, that's another subject. I'm not gonna get into that. That'll be another subject, a whole nother conversation. You guys think about that what I just said. And you don't make the bird different from there and here now. Like I said, we Americanize them. We Americanize the birds. We Americanize them. Made them like what we want. For what we expect. Not performance. Or to say we got pure this, pure that. You know what I'm saying? Look good. Because they hang with them other birds that they say don't look good. Proof is in the pudding. Or you have to breed a whole lot of them to get it. Anyway, no need to carry this on any further. Think what I said. Think about this. Listen to this a few times. Listen to it. And you'll start getting it. Listen to it and think about what I'm saying. You'll get it. So, with that being said, so what's time to do? Time to say it. Select, breed, fly, select again, repeat. Keith London, Roller Agenda / KL Feelings Rollers out. Peace.